first issue of the new run of the Darth Vader comics came out today, and it is just as good as the other Darth Vader runs, or at least so far.
Don't get too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
So the new run of the Darth Vader comic starts today in the time period after The Empire Strikes Back, actually right after Vader tells Luke, hey, I'm your daddy, and Luke rejects him and, is a whole drama queen about it. This series is basically going from the perspective of Darth Vader after his son rejected him, and Darth Vader deciding, okay, I'm gonna hunt down the people that made him so weak and made it so he was in this position to turn against me. I'm gonna punish the heck out of them, and also, I'm gonna find a way to get Luke to my side. Now, if you aren't really familiar with what they're trying to do with this run, I just want to read the little summary really quick because I feel like it's going to give you the best indication of what to expect. In the shattering climax of The Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader infamously reveals his true relationship to Luke Skywalker and invites his son to rule the galaxy with him. But Luke refuses, plunging into the abyss beneath Cloud City rather than turn to the dark side. We all remember Luke's utter horror in this life-altering moment. But what about Vader? In this new epic chapter in the Darth Vader saga, the Dark Lord grapples with Luke's unthinkable refusal and embarks on a bloody mission of rage-filled revenge. So you may remember I released a video, I think yesterday, where I talked about the part where Vader goes to the Lars homestead trying to piece everything together. But that's not actually how this issue starts. This issue starts with Vader having flashbacks to his fight with Luke and him revealing to him, hey, I'm your dad. It's kind of cool because we get to see the fight through his red vision, and we get to be inside his head, at least Vader thinking back to that, about how powerful Luke is, how strong he is, and that he's definitely his son. Also, because Vader's a Sith Lord, he thinks about how he caused pain and fear in his son, and that was necessary to make him even stronger. But at the same time, Vader's super pissed because he feels like Luke turning him down showed that the boy is weak, and that he was made weak by those who raised him. So Vader, rather than chasing down the Millennium Falcon, takes some Death Troopers, also an adorable little droid that is to serve as data retrieval, collections, and analysis, onto a shuttle to go to Tatooine. So here's what's interesting. Vader leaves without permission from anyone. He just gets on the shuttle with the Death Troopers and the droid, and he goes. He doesn't even talk to Palpatine about this. And if you know your Darth Vader comics, you know by this point in the story, Vader is very aware of a bunch of the shit that Palpatine did behind his back, and how Palpatine would replace him in an instant if he could with someone better. What makes this even more interesting is Palpatine wants to talk to Vader, and he's informed by an admiral, hey, no, he's not available. And Palpatine just starts laughing. So this makes me think that Palpatine knows exactly what is going on. Palpatine knows, okay, Luke rejected him, my apprentice is having a meltdown, he's gonna go to Tatooine, and he's gonna get even more angry. We flip back to Vader on the shuttle, and he adjusts the motivator of the droid so that if he ever shares any of this mission with anyone, he will self-destruct. And honestly, this droid is so cute and just the best. I also really love droids, so please don't come at me. So Vader tells the droid, I'll find Luke Skywalker when I need to. Right now, I need you to track down everyone who hid the boy from me, because I'm just going to utterly destroy them because they made him weak. The droid knows the perfect place to start, which is Tatooine, and again, I went over this in a previous video. I believe, if I'm releasing this video correctly, it was yesterday, but basically, Vader goes to the Lars homestead, he checks it out, the droid analyzes everything, lets him know a brief history. Of course, the droid doesn't know that he's Anakin Skywalker. The entire time, the droid is pointing out things like, oh, Luke apparently was very good at fixing things. Oh, here's his tools. He was good at taking care of droids. Vader is having flashbacks to things we saw in the prequels, such as his mom telling him not to be afraid, him telling Padme he's always good at fixing things, his mom dying. I think the saddest part, and I talked about this in that video, is when he's making an offer to Padme and to Luke, and they both reject him, and he sees not only Padme and Luke falling away from him, but also his mom. Vader is obviously angry that there's no one there to punish, because we know from A New Hope that they were brutally burned alive. For being terrorists and going against the Empire, of course. Justifiable. The droid distracts Vader by showing that there are some graves, and one of the graves is somebody very important to Vader, Anakin's mom, and the droid talks about desecrating their graves to leave to a message to any enemies that might come along, or maybe anyone close to the Lars family, and Vader, of course, freaks out and uses the Force and blows the droid away. I mean, the droid was talking about desecrating his mom's grave, so kind of understandable. I'm surprised that droid even lived after making that suggestion. Unlucky for some criminals, they think that they are going to take whatever's on the shuttle because they think that it's very important, and since Vader is all worked up, he can finally take out a lot of his anger, and he just decimates them. We never get tired of badass Vader panels. They end up leaving Tatooine because there's no more to do, and they end up going to Coruscant. There they enter the sealed apartment of Senator Padme Amidala, and it's kind of creepy because they have a giant face of her sealing it, and he just breaks through, but yeah, that face is kind of creepy. We learn that it's been sealed since her death. The droid is super confused why they're there, and Vader shares that Padme is actually the biological mother of the boy, and the droid accesses some databanks and goes, okay, that actually makes sense because there was a Jedi Knight named Luke Skywalker that was her protector, and so obviously they got a little friendly. So Vader explains his reasoning for wanting to come here. He says, only her most trusted allies could have known she was pregnant and stolen the boy before she died. Did they bring her here? Did they leave a trace? Unfortunately, the droid finds that the security recordings for that time period directly after her death are missing. But that's also a good thing because it shows that they wanted to hide something and they now know they have something to look for. Which turns out to be a scout transmitter, and the droid ends up breaking into him to see whom he's reporting to. Which takes us to Vendexa. Vader walking into an area with a woman that looks like Padme. And that's actually where the issue ends. Vader goes, Padme. Obviously, this is one of a few things. Maybe it's Sabe, I'm probably saying that wrong, Keira Knightley's character when she was playing a handmaiden. Maybe it's a clone of Padme. I doubt it because I'm going to pop up on the screen. They show an image for issue 2 and that looks nothing like Padme, especially how this artist has drawn Padme before. So I don't think it's a clone. I don't think it's actually Padme in any way, shape, or form. I think it's just one of her handmaidens. The weird thing is that her handmaidens looked a little bit like Padme, but not enough where you would think, wow, what a knockoff. Usually it was because they had the headdresses and all the makeup and stuff that they could be so easily disguised as her. Okay, so if you have read this issue, tell me, what did you think about it? Are the flashbacks killing you as much as they're killing me? It's so sad. Do you love seeing Vader just brutalizing people? And are you excited to see who this lady is in issue 2? Let me know in the comment section down below.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars videos.